Here's Hoffman again with a shot, and Mrazek's got that. As temperatures rise, tempers flare in the heat of a playoff race. With a crucial point 2 nights ago, the Red Wings remain precariously poised for a postseason berth. Back in front. Nyquist! Tonight, the Mercury continues to climb as the Boston Bruins invade Detroit. The regular season is winding down as emotions near the boiling point. It's the 5th and final meeting. Boston has won 3 of 4, including a win here in a shootout. They last met March 8th. Prior to that game that Boston won, the Wings led by 7 points. That lead is now 2, with Detroit owning a game in hand. So as you can see, a win tonight by Detroit, and then you win your game in hand, that's a 6-point bulge. You think this game's big tonight? We do, and we know you do too. Hello again, everyone. Ken Daniels alongside Mickey Redmond. Unfortunately for the Red Wings, still no Pavel Datsyuk and still no Eric Cole, and now they're without Thomas Jurko. The only good news in all of this is that Riley Sheahan is back.
Well, getting number 15 back in the lineup is huge because Mike Babcock the other night had to have his fourth-line center playing in the second-line position, and that was Glendening. So when you look at the changes, even without Datsyuk, you got some issues. Look for 41 to be right against Bergeron. That's the starting lineup we've heard already. And 40 Zetterberg will go against the Krejci line, and Riley Sheahan will play against big number 17, who got the winning goal for Boston, Lucic and his mates the other night. And that fourth line, good to see Drew Miller back. 55 to 60 stitches, Ken. Boy, you got to get all hands on deck. They were shorthanded the other night, and it cost them a point.
Well, the Boston Bruins have had many injuries to contend with. The Red Wings don't have Pavel Datsyuk, and from the Bruins side, their Pavel Datsyuk is Patrice Bergeron, 2 times best defensive forward, Mick, and a consistent 20-goal and 60-point man.
Well, this guy is the heart and soul of the Boston Bruins. He's a face-off guy that doesn't quit, and that's why Luke Glendening is going to be in his face all night long. Bergeron is +3 in the games they've played so far against the Red Wings. He's only got 1 goal. This guy is so much more valuable in so many areas. He can do everything for the Boston Bruins. He's got injuries, but he's played through them over the last several years, and now a 9-10-year veteran. This guy comes to play every night. He's got guts and glory. He is the Boston Bruins, and he'll have his hands full because Glendening will be with him verbally and physically all night.
Henrik Zetterberg, I just think, is going to have a big night. It was in here earlier in the season and lost to Boston. Zetterberg said his worst game ever as a Red Wing. Well, he bounced back after that. He should have a good one tonight, too. As too should Gus Nyquist. 3 goals his past 5 after 1 in 14. And he scored quite a plenty against Boston this season. Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Ram, official truck of the Detroit Red Wings. By Myers, save big with M-Perks from Myers. Sign up at mperks.com. And by Xfinity, your home for most live sports.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Joe. The place is buzzing tonight in anticipation of the Wings and the Bruins. As you heard Ken and Mick earlier, Pavel Datsyuk won't play tonight. But the Wings may have the next best thing going for them as it pertains to playing the Boston Bruins. Here's what we're talking about in tonight's Flagstar Bank Star Watch. Datsyuk owns the longest active point streak in the league versus Boston with a point in 8 straight games. Gus Nyquist, however, has scored 5 goals against the Bruins the last 2 seasons, 3 coming this year, including the game winner in the season opener between these 2 teams. And overall, as Kenny mentioned, Nyquist starting to heat up again with 3 goals in his last 5. The Wings 5-0-1 in their last 6 here at home against the Bruins. A crucial 2 points at stake tonight between these original 6 rivals. We're about to play hockey at the Joe, but first, downstairs for Kara Newman's National Anthem.
Of Harrison Township Pack 95.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly sea streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does their star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
We're ready for a big game here tonight. Ken Daniels, Mickey Redmond with you on this Thursday evening from Joe Louis Arena. Our goaltenders brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Tuukka Rask's 66th game, a season high for him. And for the Red Wings, a marvelous 33 stops for Peter Mrazek Tuesday, albeit in a shootout loss, makes his 4th consecutive start. Well, as Mick said in our open from ice level, Mike Babcock wants Luke Glendening against the Bruins' Patrice Bergeron. Boston puts their lineup in first, being the visiting team. Mike Babcock puts his in second, and it's Glendening and Cleary. And there's Drew Miller with 60-plus stitches, but thank goodness no loss to any eyesight for Drew. I asked him, did the visor help you? He said, I'm not really sure. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't, but just a good thing. He can see okay, and we're underway. Just 2 points separate these two original six who met in the first round of last April's playoffs that Boston won in 5. So Cleary playing in a second straight game and starts on this checking line and throws a body into Bergeron right off the bat. As the puck is cleared down ice, Riley Smith going after it, brother of Brendan. Dropped one back, Marchand back to Riley Smith. Smith all alone and a save by Mrazek. As he came out on that attempt by Riley Smith, who struggled at times this year. 13 goals on the season for number 18 in white. Point shot, blocked, deflects to the corner as Jonathan Eriksson goes after it. And under pressure, he'll get it off the glove of Zdeno Chara. And the big 6'8 defenseman swings one over to the near side for Zach Trotman. Back for Chara. Into the Red Wing zone and no icing here in a race. As DeKeyser got it back from Quincy and able to move on ahead to the Red Wing captain, who makes a good feed up to Abdelkader. Slap shot, save made, rebound, cleared away by Boston. Abdelkader gets checked to the boards. The puck went off Zetterberg right to Nyquist, but a rolling puck and it fluttered wide. Quincy held it in. Works around to the half boards here for Zetterberg, who was able to knock that down, met by Trotman. Back to the line, DeKeyser sent it off for Bruins, stick and a bouncer to the corner for Nyquist. Tap back to Zetterberg in front to Abdelkader, couldn't find it, now he did. DeKeyser at the line and across for Quincy. Trying to get an open lane, feeds Danny DeKeyser again. Shot to the goal was tipped in by Abdelkader. And a save by Rask. Nyquist on the rebound. He's been on a scoring tear against the Bruins this season as Gus Nyquist. 5 goals his last 6 games against Boston. He's got it again, a chance to shoot, and just missed. Sometimes you play against a team and you have their number. Save made there calmly by Rask. And the big rebound chipped to center by Boston and up and out of play into the penalty box. Well, good start to this one.
Yeah, the fans love what they saw here in the first minute and 59 seconds. And Nyquist, who with Tatar had led the way in the 4 games we played against Boston this year, just misses on the top corner over the glove of Tuukka Rask. He had the only goal the other night against Ottawa, and that for Gus Nyquist has got him going again. He's back on track, I think. 3 goals in 4 games now.
Big collision at center. Getting back up his helm and a nice stretching stop there by Rask. And look at Marchand. Trying to get back in and stir some trouble in the last 8 head-to-head, including the postseason, which, as we say, went just 5 games. The Bruins have had the Red Wings number, including winning the past 3 after Detroit won here 2-1 at the Joe. They then lost in a shootout at the Joe 3-2, and then lost at Boston 5-2 and 5-3.
Well, Marchand's a guy that's got a bit of a short fuse, and Darren Helm took a run at him. He likes to cause trouble, and here he goes.
And Bergeron gives Marchand the puck back. Marchand stops inside the line on his backhand. Puts on the brakes, gets a shot through and just wide. Big rebound off the backboards and knocked away with Miller in front. On a lead pass. Glendening ran out of real estate as he was taken to the boards by Dennis Seidenberg. He missed the final 14 games last season and the playoffs with an MCL and ACL injury, but Seidenberg's bounced back late. The same injury that David Krejci had. And he's missed a lot of time this year for Boston. Number 46 missed 32 games. Back healthy again for the Bruins, as this will be icing against Detroit.
A pretty good 1-2 punch with the Boston Bruins up the middle. You like to think that your hockey team's strength is up the middle, and with Bergeron and Krejci, boy oh boy, two very good hockey players, different styles, but very effective in what they do. Krejci really is the guy they look to offensively when he's healthy to lead the way.
And defensively pretty good too. For the past 6 years, he's led the league in plus minus. This is 5th game back after missing the most recent 15 due to injury for Krejci. Not quite up to speed yet in terms of the extra gear. What he does, as you say, he makes things happen. He and Bergeron down the middle, and Krejci had played some wing mix, but tried to protect his knee injury, but now they moved him back down the middle, and it gives him that great punch. Speaking of that, Riley Sheahan returns to the Red Wing lineup between Helm and Tatar. And Sheahan's second shift out here. Came loose to him in front. Sheahan over to Tatar. Backhander. Didn't go. So the Red Wings rattle iron there and nearly had one behind Rask.
Boy, Boston ever into the high lob and the chip out. You may see a lot of that tonight from the Boston Bruins.
And a giveaway down low in front and knocked away. Mrazek quick on that.
Good thing, boy.
That was Brett Connolly playing his first game as a Bruin, number 14. Long shot wide. Connolly came over in a deal with Steve Yzerman's Lightning for a couple of second-round picks at the deadline. And then Dennis Seidenberg hit him with a shot in his first practice and broke his finger. So making his Bruins debut tonight. Weiss tries to get through, but Carl Soderberg took it away. Mrazek, very calmly, able to play one off to the corner. Jonathan Ericsson able to move it ahead. Zetterberg tried to backhand one on a reverse that was knocked away. Louis Eriksson couldn't keep it in, and now the Red Wings will go back. Moved ahead by Eriksson, who'll head to the bench to complete a change here. Zetterberg in. The shot. Oh, he fooled Rask. Got it past him and out the other side. Good play there by Nyquist for Zetterberg. Another shot in, and Rask will hold on. So a good start in this game, approaching 5 gone for Detroit.
Mrazek's been on top of his game the last 2. That's why he's continuing to be in. And right there, you got 2 Boston Bruins and no Red Wings skater. And that is an alert play by the goaltender right there. That pass goes to the front. Very likely going to be 1-0.
Glendening out there against Bergeron again. Drew Miller wearing that full facial shield. He had worn a mask screen in college days. Now has the full visor going. Something to get used to, he said, for sure. He could never go back to the cage again.
Well, he said the eye is not swelled up that much. It is a little bit. When he looked straight down at his feet, he said, I can see I got a little puffiness in the eye, but not enough to bother me. But he said it'll be loaded with Vaseline on that thing tonight.
Better get the cocoa butter going and the vitamin E. Helm fan on the shot as Seidenberg came over to cut him off.
Lucic.
Lucic heads to the front of the net. Saved by Mrazek, and the rebound corralled there and by Tatar. Turned over, and that's Spooner with a long shot in. This line's been really good for Boston. Spooner with Lucic and Pastrnak, the youngest player in the National Hockey League. And Connolly just dumped Mrazek, who didn't like it, and then turned back in front of him again. That is out of play. So with that, we'll step out. Drew Miller, glad to have him back on the lineup tonight, and more on his scary night when we come back. Tough to see clearly for Drew Miller, but one thing he knows clearly, sight isn't the be-all and end-all for his game.
It'd be different if Zetterberg was not able to see the puck, but it's a little different for me. Block shots and chip the puck out, so I think it'll work out okay.
And to think, he wanted to go back into the game the other night, contemplating with the doctors, and Oakland University brings you the scouting report on Drew Miller. You know why he didn't go back in? Because his wife, Colleen, had the final say on that one, and she said, not a chance. He said, okay then.
He's something else, boy. Cut like that.
And Dr. Colucci, who would do the stitching, was away, so they had an ER doctor on call who did the stitching, and they did a marvelous job, or so they think. And a good thing. Here's Anderson with a shot. Trying to get loose there was Weiss. Fed it back to the line. Zidlitsky tried for a redirect. Brendan Smith put it back behind the goal. Polkinen in front, but all the way down the ice. So Mrazek will tee this one up. Brendan Smith waiting it out. 11th all-time meeting against his brother Riley. Smith brings it to center. Then mishandled there by Drew Miller. Will take some getting used to. Joking about the sight or not. He's up now along with Cleary as Kronwall joins the rush. Glendening late. Cleary shooting. Went off the stick of Dennis Seidenberg. Up and out of play. Well, it was a day yesterday that Mike Babcock will never forget. Unfortunately, the funeral for Mike Sr. Mick in Saskatoon yesterday, and then returning to Detroit.
Yeah, he told me before the game that it was a great day of celebration for his dad's life, and he knew for a while that his dad wasn't going to live for long. He had real issues with lung from working the mines back in the old days, and he said he went to see him in March, and he knew then it was probably the last time he was going to see him in person.
And just in his late 70s, and he lost his mom in her 50s due to cancer, and that's why Mike's done so much when anybody needs him in terms of
every night he
support.
hopes somebody down there, young kids, whatever it is, to try to put a smile on a face. And
loose here, stolen! Came right on a Nyquist stick as Boston coughs it up. Brought back in here by Riley Smith. Trying to get through was Marchand. He couldn't. Abdelkader couldn't get past. This will be icing against Boston. So the Red Wings have had a couple of glorious opportunities.
They sure have. Well, already they've got more shots. They got 8 shots credit already. And this Chara just put it on a platter and got back to save the day. It was his stick. He's got about an 18-foot reach at 6'7". Boy, oh boy.
Great
what a
stop.
save there. My goodness. Super Rask.
Bruins get a fast change off the ice. Cleary will dump it in.
See, they wanted the Bergeron line off the ice. They got Krejci out there now against Glendening.
Miller couldn't handle it at center. Be a lot of that. Getting a stick in there, Quincy. Getting it back from Glendening. The Kaiser able to pull one back and chipped by Miller. Knocked down at the line. Sent in by Carl Soderberg. His second full season, number 34 for Boston. Drew Miller just made sure to get it to center. With all the Red Wing injuries, it's a good thing Miller could go tonight. Riley Shan didn't know until early afternoon he could play. Landon Ferraro would have been on his way from Grand Rapids to Detroit.
And you lose Yurko as well. And Datsuk's still out. Boy, they're hoping for him on the weekend for Minnesota. Goodness gracious.
And Eric Cole's still out. Pavel did say today he hopes to be back for Minnesota. It's an old injury that's just come back to haunt him, and I'm not sure whether that means it's the same one he's been bothered by and just aggravated it. But
when you got your number 1 center out of the lineup, it just disrupts everything. You got guys playing out of position, and that's very difficult. Especially the other night when you had both Sheahan and Tatar out, or Sheahan and Datsuk out. And you had centermen that are usually like Glendening in the 4th spot playing in the 2nd spot. I mean, in the 3rd spot. it makes it sooner or later, you're going to pay a price when that happens.
Red Wings have the luxury of putting Helm in the middle or Weiss in the middle, and they got Anderson who's a center, but yeah. Pavel missing his 7th game of the past 9 tonight. Missed 5, played 2.
And that's just to speak of the line juggling that has to go on. Never mind what he brings to the game. It's just being sitting on the bench, people get nervous on the other side with Pavel Datsyuk over there.
Seidenberg couldn't get it over as Tatar put it to the line. Smith with a shot, and Rask will glove that and hold on. Well, for the second time in just over a week, Red Wing has become a father. Joachim Anderson's girlfriend Lisa gave birth to a girl, Nellie. So congratulations to Joachim Anderson. I don't think Darren Helm, though, was driving him to the hospital. He wasn't using him as an Uber or anything like that.
He learned.
Yeah.
Probably better communication, I'd say.
Puck is underneath bodies, finally taken away by Chara in his 18th season. Zdeno Chara, his 9th with Boston. Kept in by Kelly. Open in front, Campbell, and couldn't get a clear shot. Campbell, a teammate of Stephen Weiss in their Plymouth days, and out there against one another right now. Polkinen goes rink wide with it for Marek Shidlitsky. Weiss is open, but he finds Anderson. Now to Weiss. The shot missed on the short side, taken away by Chris Kelly. He missed the playoffs last season due to injury. Boston trying just to get into the playoffs now. A couple of points behind the Red Wings for 3rd in the Atlantic. Trying to keep Ottawa out from a wild card position. 3 points ahead of the Senators. This will be icing against Detroit.
Fan packs are still available to see the Wings take on Ovechkin and the Capitals Sunday afternoon. 2 tickets, 2 food vouchers, and 2 soft drinks starting at $59. 313-471-7575. Ticket executives are standing by right now. Ovechkin hit the 50-goal mark. They're in Montreal tonight, and they're looking to lock up a playoff spot. They haven't done that yet. There's a lot of teams looking to guarantee a spot. What they call parity, I guess.
The Ottawa Senators lead Tampa by a goal tonight. Bruins, all eyes on this one, but intermission, they may checking out that score.
Well, if you're a Red Wings fan, you want Tampa Bay to win that hockey game in Ottawa tonight because they're the last wild card. There's going to be a penalty to Boston for interference or tripping. So Big Chara got tied up with Abdelkader. And we'll get the first power play of the hockey game to the home team as Chara doesn't like it.
Boston penalty number 33.
When we come back, we'll hear from the captain and his thoughts on the playoff push.
We're used to this. The last couple of years, this is how it's been for us. You know, we got a player win into the postseason, and it's nothing different this year.
Well, there we have it. The longest playoff streaks all time in the major American sports. And for the National Hockey League, it's the Boston Bruins. 29 straight years as Bobby Orr started in the late 60s on to 1996. So the Red Wings looking for playoff year 24, chasing Boston's record of 29. Red Wings on a Bell Tire power play and a power play goal in each of 4 meetings against the Bruins this season. 4 for 18 against Boston. Looking for the first goal of this game as Zetterberg's got it, then mishandled it and sent down the ice by Adam McQuaid. Boston's penalty killing, 13th in the NHL. They've allowed just 4 power play goals their last 12 games. Puck is at center and then chipped away as Kelly went after it. Just onside Abdelkader. They swing it wide for Teemu Pulkkinen. Kronwall to Zetterberg. Tipped in front of the goal as Pulkkinen got a piece of that, and then Abdelkader right at the lip of the crease. Zetterberg again. Behind for Abdelkader. Zetterberg a backhand feed to the line. Nyquist to Kronwall. Zetterberg, slap shot, blocked in front. That hurt and that stunned McQuaid. Nyquist to Kronwall. Zetterberg left side, looks across, stick in the lane though by Seidenberg. Now Nyquist picks it up. Abdelkader screening Rask. Saucer pass back, Kronwall Zetterberg, Kronwall shooting and off a stick and wide. And deflects out of play.
Well, Pulkkinen did not get to the left side being the right-hand shot. He redirected this pass, but a fairly easy save for a big goaltender like Rask right in front of him. Abdelkader had no room to do anything but snap it wide.
And you could see Pulkkinen in that amount of time, 15 power play shots, and I guess shots for him, Mick, as we see every time he gets a chance to shoot, he shoots.
He does, but he's got to get in. He's got to find a way at this level to get open to use that gun. He's got a bomb.
Oh, and a nice save there by Rask. As Tatar let it go. And by the way, Pulkkinen's still the leader in the American Hockey League with 34 goals. His points lead has vanished, but still the leader in goals. As Tatar let this hard shot go.
Yeah, that's, as Dominic Hasek would say, pick and carry, 55 feet. They got to do a lot better than that in the power play to get a quality scoring chance.
Last season's Vezina Trophy winner for top goaltender, Tuukka Rask. I think you can give that to Carey Price right now. General managers vote on that award. Price could be winning the Hart Trophy too. And who knows, it could be Detroit and Montreal in the first round yet. So much to be decided. Stolen by Helm, and then he just couldn't get to that rolling puck. Hit a stanchion as Bruins penalty is over. 3 shots on that power play for Detroit. They're within 5 now of what they had the entire night 2 nights ago against Ottawa when they had just 17. They've got 12 already this evening, does Detroit, so a much better start. To the slot, but covered was Tatar as Anderson tried to get him the puck. Turning with it was Krejci. Knocked down by Louis Eriksson. Taken here by Tatar. Carries in, waits for help. He's got it, then Anderson couldn't do anything with it. And Boston will just punch it back to neutral ice. Rask slowed it down. Chipped off the glass by Pastrnak. He's quick. First round pick, 25th overall last June of Boston. The Red Wings took Dylan Larkin in the first round. Pastrnak, the youngest player this season in the National Hockey League and in the American Hockey League with his time there. But he was offside. It was brought back in by the Bruins in a goalless first period. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. And welcome back off the IR, John Keating. And speaking of IR, they miss a good one here in Boston with Dougie Hamilton, a key guy in the power play. They say it's an undisclosed injury. However, a good buddy of his is the Celtics' Kelly Olynyk, who was hit in the face. He got all smashed up, and they said, "Why are you even playing, Kelly?" He said, "Well, my good buddy, Dougie Hamilton, if he can play with broken ribs, I can play." Oops. So all of Boston knows now Dougie Hamilton's got broken ribs, although it's still listed as undisclosed.
Yeah. Maybe he's just, maybe he's deceiving everybody. How about that?
Maybe. Could be. He had a plan. Torrey Krug, former Spartan, was just on the ice for Boston. He was a game-time decision under the weather today. I hope it wasn't dinner last night that got him.
Really?
Back in Livonia. Good kid. Riley Smith with a shot that was blocked.
Been a good signing for Boston, boy.
Sure has.
He's dynamite on their power play. Got a nose for the net.
Normally the first unit was Krug and Hamilton. Save made by Mrazek as Brett Connolly coming off the wing. He's got 12 goals on the season, 15 points. Steve Yzerman's first pick. Connolly was taken 6th overall by Tampa Bay in 2010. There's Connolly as we bring you the report card brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. The last 2 seasons in the month of April that we're now in now. Weiss gets checked. Lead pass for Campbell. Gregory Campbell, son of Colin Campbell. Vice President of Hockey Ops for the National Hockey League, former Red Wing. Gregory Campbell and his dad Colin, only the sixth father and son duo to each play 600 or more games in the National Hockey League. Red Wings finally dig that puck out of Connolly's skates. The team's a little slow to complete the change here. That pass by Quincy failed to click, but no icing. Chara.
This is a part of their game plan, and a big part of it. That kind of flip out right there. They're not worried about being cute, Boston.
Carl Soderberg. Pass out to center, taken away. Nyquist a chance to shoot. He does. Oh, and Rask just got a piece of that. Back in front. Nyquist just missed it. But you see him gaining the confidence that had eluded him for a good 14 games or so. When he went cold. Now hot again. Zetterberg took the shot. Abdelkader back in front. Nyquist lurking at the far side. Soderberg. Ronwall stepped up, turned over again by Boston. Red Wing pressure. Zetterberg with that great strength. Still battling, still has it. Great work. Back to the line for Shidlitz. Threw it toward the goal. Zetterberg again busting through. Backhand in front. Nyquist was covered. Pastrnak got checked by Zhidlitsky. Nyquist a good turn on Big Chara. And another one. And another one. Zetterberg, that great lower strength. Finds some space now. Tipped in front by Nyquist. Zhidlitsky down low, away from Pastrnak. Then he got stepped into by Chara. Great pressure here on the Bruins. Soderberg can't get out. Boston desperate for a change. Pastrnak just clears it, gave it away. Back come the Red Wings. Tipped into the Bruins zone, and Boston will ice it. This won't be good for them. Soderberg, Pastrnak, still out there. He'll be tired.
Chara just said, I don't care. This is going down, and we're stopping the play. No other option here. Enough of this garbage. But good save there by Rask. Again, a bit of a screen, and Nyquist looking to find a hole. So Tuukka Rask on top of his game. It's been an up and down season for him. One of the best in the league for a while, and then couldn't stop a beach ball for a while either.
So Spooner will stay in. And that draw won by Sheahan. Quincy the shot and a blistering drive. Went off the glass. Sheahan. Spooner trying to stay with him. Quincy another try. Russ the save. Helm hauled down, and out of all that, they were tired, and now they take a penalty. I wonder if Claude Julien wouldn't have been better off to use a timeout. We'll see if the Red Wings come back and get a power play goal out of this.
Well, bottom line for Detroit here is that the Boston Bruins are going to get their power plays. And in the games that they've played lately against Detroit, they've been dynamite, and Detroit has not. So the Red Wings really have to find a way to get some quality scoring chances here. They didn't have them on the first one. I got to be looking for Pulkkinen to get on the left side of the ice with that right-hand bomb he's got and get open. That's his job. Brett Hull, Mike Bossy, where are you?
And Claude Julien upset at the call, but you can maybe sense that he's thinking, well, maybe I could have done something different to prevent that. But Boston does get that draw down the ice. Ronwall will lead the Red Wing Bell Tire power play, their second of the game. 14 shots for Detroit. This different than the Ottawa game? Completely. Pulkkinen for Nyquist. Nyquist gets it back, top of the circle, down low, Abdelkader, Zetterberg, wide open, sent it wide. Ronwall plays it back to Mrazek. He knows Mrazek's like an extra defenseman out there anyway. Now gives it to Nyquist. You know, having missed that one, Zetterberg's due for one.
Due? Holy jumping.
You putting it over in front of that?
I guess he's due. Only 2 goals in the last 25 games. He's overdue. Way overdue.
45 seconds left. 40 seconds, Gus.
Cronwall dropped back to Tar. Can't get through. Turned over. Kelly's away. Chris Kelly, pocket pick by Helm. Save made Mrazek. 8 seconds to go in the period. Another giveaway. Louis Eriksson, a shot. Stopped by Mrazek.
Oh, boy. That'll run the clock out. This Red Wing power play has got to find its footing here. It's going to be trouble. And Zetterberg got it off to the end of the blade. Boston sprawling all over the place, but no cigar for the captain.
So coming up, Trevor Thompson with Gus Nyquist and Darren Elliott, Chris Osgood with John Keating. The first 10,000 fans were given this mini Henrik Zetterberg bobblehead tonight as part of our April in the D here at Fox Sports Detroit. Life-size bobbleheads of Zetterberg and Nicholas Cronwall can be found at Campus Martius and Flagstar Bank Midtown. For more information, go to foxsportsdetroit.com. And with opening day on Monday, here's a note from the Tigers. And for you at home taking this one in tonight, fans are encouraged to enter the ballpark early, but you probably know that on opening day. Gates will open at 11 a.m. and they're asking all fans to remove phones, keys, wallets, and large metal objects before entering the screening locations at the gate to speed up the process. Fans do not have to remove coins and paper items from pockets, and please minimize items you bring to the ballpark. And you can go to tigers.com for a list of permitted and non-permitted items. You know, you can get the $59 fan pack and be part of the excitement Tuesday, April 7th. When the Wings take on Carolina, it's Fan Appreciation Night, and the Wings are giving away prizes in arena and on social media. For tickets and more information, and ticket executives are standing by right now. 313-471-7575. Peter Mrazek did not have a very busy first period, but he was good when needed to be, as the Red Wings, a complete reversal of fortune shot attempts, meaning those on the net or blocked or missed the net, were 24-11 in Detroit's favor. So reversal of the other night when Peter Mrazek was outstanding, and his numbers before and after his recall from Grand Rapids on March the 9th, his save percentage to .932 since then.
And remember how out of whack they were at the time that Detroit scored the first goal. Don't you know, it almost goes against the grain. But here with 29 seconds left in a power play, let's see if the Red Wings can do something. They haven't had much luck so far in this power play.
Chara in the box on his second penalty. The first is for tripping, the latest for interference, as Marchand couldn't get through, taken here by Zetterberg. Henrik Zetterberg played 7.5 minutes in the first period. Second among all Red Wings, just a little bit behind Cronwall.
7 seconds!
Zetterberg a shot that'll be held by Rask.
It's partly a result of Datsyuk being out of the lineup, where you've got Zetterberg at times playing in a position they prefer not to put him. It would be Datsyuk would be in that position, for example, against Krejci, and not Z. And that opens up the ice for Z in different areas. So when you got your injuries, you never, depending on who it is and what position they're at, the repositioning of people is very important.
You can see close to their total of Tuesday night for Detroit. Red Wings 0 for 2 on the power play this evening. Took a weird bounce off the backboard, but Rask was holding the post tight. This will be icing against Boston. While the Boston Bruins with Krejci back in the middle and Bergeron in the middle, Ryan Spooner's done a nice job in this line. The last 15 games since the beginning of March has been really good with Milan Lucic and David Pastrnak. For so long they've been trying to find a winger, and if it was Lucic and Krejci or Lucic and Bergeron, and who's going to mesh with them.
This kid Pastrnak, boy, is he fun to watch if you're a Bruins fan. He can shoot the puck, he scores from anywhere.
That shot sailed high and off the glass. Taken down hard was Quincy by Louis Eriksson. Eriksson's got the puck at center, and then he was checked. Boston nearly turned that puck over.
Out here.
Here's Soderberg on the wing, right in. Save Mrazek. Awkwardly, but he made the save.
It was, Ken. He tried to go 5-hole and almost hit it. And wouldn't you know how he got open like that? I don't know. I'd have to see a high, wide look at that. Way too open for Red Wings liking.
Zdeno Chara first back. Trotman couldn't complete it. Soderberg dumped it ahead. Miller able to nudge it back to the line to Brendan Smith. A shot. And a save made by Tuukka Rask. Shidlitsky had the puck come right back to him. Put it in back of the goal where Chara gives it to Zach Trotman. Just his 22nd game of the season. A lot of his time for Trotman in the loss that we mentioned, Dougie Hamilton to injury.
Well, Ken, let's take a look at what went on here. Hold it right there, guys. You got all 5 Red Wings over here. And look at here. Soderberg way over on the other side. Nobody there. They got their back to him. This is way, way too good a scoring chance. That's a grade A scoring chance. And Mrazek saved their bacon on that one. Wow. Somebody missed an assignment.
Scrambled face-off to the corner for Abdelkader to the line, but that was read by Spooner. Coming back to pick it up is Gus Nyquist. Zetterberg ahead for Abdelkader. Abdelkader pushed it to the far side. Abdelkader with 23 goals and 44 points, career highs. Abdelkader's got it now. Spooner watching Zetterberg. And took it away from Pasternak. Pasternak barely 170 pounds. They're certainly not going to win a lot of those board battles as number 88 in white. Plenty of skill. Here's Lucic, who wins many board battles. But that time lost it to Shidlitsky.
Good reason for that.
Yes. Yeah. A large boy. Lucic will be an unrestricted free agent in 2016, a year from now. So some decisions for Boston to make at that point. He'll garner a lot of funds. Sheahan got ridden hard and taken down by Matt Bartkowski. He was acquired in a trade with Florida. Nobody in front to pick up that feed. Moved by Connolly, then went offside, delayed call, and Sheahan put it off the skate of Krejci.
Well, let's see if Mike Babcock's going to allow the Riley Sheahan group to stay out there against Bergeron. It looks like they will. So interesting that he's made that change. He started with Glendening to start the game off with the last change. Here's Ottawa and Boston looking for that spot, and it's 1-1 Tampa Bay and Ottawa in Ottawa tonight.
Eriksson muscling for it, back of the net. The Bruins come up with it. Connolly lost his stick. Eriksson for Tatar. Got checked by Bartkowski. Now Kronwall with it. Eriksson leaves it there for Kronwall as both teams in the midst of changes. Referee Steve Kazari gets that errant stick out of the way. Kazari working the game with Francois Saint-Laurent. Good feed through the middle. Anderson pushed it Polkinen's way. Gregory Campbell got it out to center. Shidlitsky nudged it back into the Boston zone, and the Bruins will take over. Sent in deep by Kelly. Played by Mrazek. Brendan Smith, a pass to the line that was kept in by Torrey Krug. Now it's a 2-on-1. Weissman get going to Polkinen, the shot. Right pad saved by Rask. Brendan Smith with a shot off to the corner. Polkinen in there to get it. Got knocked down by Torrey Krug.
They'll come back and help.
As Smith stood up at the line to hit Pasternak, the Bruins bring it in. Kelly a shot and a save by Mrazek.
It's a really good job by Kelly to avoid Stephen Weiss and get a pretty good scoring chance there.
Pasternak's lost his helmet as
Oh boy.
Smith
Oh boy.
is into the penalty box.
That's a penalty right there, I believe. Or did it hit something? No, Smith is going to the box to delay a game. Went out right straight off the stick of Brendan Smith, and the Boston Bruins have a power play. 4.5 in to the second period. You get people trying to run over you. You don't mean to do that for sure. And Pulkkinen wound up and let a ripper go. It's a good stop by Tuukka Rask. That's what you got to do, shoot that puck. And there's Kelly doing a good job against Weiss. Not all that dangerous as it turned out, but it could have been. And the Bruins go to the power play.
They're first of the game and just 36 power play goals on the season for Boston. Just 36, third fewest in the league. Red Wings, by comparison, have 66.
You know, one of the reasons I was looking at those numbers, they don't get that many chances. They're way, way below the Red Wings in opportunities. So the percentage is good, but the number of goals isn't high.
And Hamilton has 15 power play points, and he's injured. Saved by Mrazek. So with that, they'll have Krug and Krejci on the back end. The experiment of Chara in front is no longer. So Boston's power play 0 for 8 the past 3 games. 13 power play goals the past 19. So Krejci will man the point. He had 69 points last season to lead the Bruins, playing in just his 42nd game this year. Has 28 points in 41 previous.
Torrey Krug plays like a forward, so you might as well have 5 forwards out there. He's got a nose for the net, he's got a good shot, and he's got good wheels. So when he sees an opening, he's going for it, and boy, he's been dynamite for the Bruins the last couple of years on their power play.
And Connolly in his first game as a Bruin seeing some power play time. Number 14 in the wing, a perfect feed in for Eriksson. Save by Mrazek. Looked behind him, but he got it. As Louis Eriksson was in all alone. There's Krug in front. Off a leg to the far corner. Spooner's got it for Boston. Flipping one back to the line as Krejci moves it to Krug. A shot. And Mrazek's got that.
Boy, oh boy. We're going to put together a package of these saves by Mrazek. I mean, they're going by the wayside and he's making it look easy. But holy jumping. I mean, that's just way, way too good. Tried to go 5-hole.
He did.
And
look at the back pad.
He got half of it.
Yeah.
It's the right pad that came underneath and kicked it out to the side. Joe Blake would turn over in his grave if you tried to do that. You got to bear down around the net. Anytime Evan Cornway tried to do something like that, he benched him. You got to bear down, shoot it hard.
Glendenning's got that puck to the line, but not out. Riley Smith able to keep it in for Chara. Back to Smith. Pastrnak was in his feet. Riley Smith to Chara, the shot, and a save off one of the hardest shots in the league by Mrazek. Chara again for Smith. David Pastrnak. Smith to Chara. Connolly into the middle. Cleared down. This is the 269th time the Red Wings have been shorthanded this season. Third most times shorthanded per game in the National Hockey League is Detroit. Hard to believe that, but they are.
I know. That's on the other side of the Bruins. They've had a lot more chances because they skate better than Boston does. And yet they've taken a lot more penalties as well.
Penalty killing has slipped to 18. Trying to just get worn out. And the goaltending, a big part of that too. Approaching 7 gone in period 2. A little hook on Nyquist is going to be a penalty here.
Now see what he just did there, Kelly. He could get a penalty for embellishment on that. Arms up in the air. You hear somebody on our rink mics.
So Mrazek comes up big to keep this a goalless game in period 2. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. Well, Mick, coming into this game tonight, the Red Wings power play the past 4, just 1 for 14 and 0 for 2 tonight. It's been their go-to, and now it has to get going.
Well, that tells you the story right here. This is their third tonight for sure, and they haven't done much with it. They're not even getting quality scoring chances, and you really got to have your special teams, both the penalty killing and the power play, working at a pretty good clip when you hit the playoffs. And right now, both are leaking oil a little bit for the Red Wings. What a time this would be, because it's almost like these two teams now are playing this game to get into overtime and guarantee each other a point and go from there. Not by design, but that's what they'd prefer if they can't win the game outright. They're playing a little bit cautious, and the power play can be the difference.
Bell Tire power play, third of the game. Nyquist has had some great opportunities in the first. Gets it back here for Kronwall to Henrik Zetterberg. Abdelkader down low. Pulkkinen was in the slot. Nyquist picks it up. Campbell takes Kronwall away. Now Kronwall's got it. Zetterberg the shot, partially fanned off. And then out of Zetterberg's reach, and Boston gets to that puck first. Into the Bruins zone for Kronwall. Abdelkader on the left wing.
Help, got support down there.
Chara got to the puck. Pulkkinen couldn't get it back to the line, allowing Boston again to flip it to center. Red Wings in the midst of a change and not too many men on the ice as Shidlitsky's got it. For Thomas Tatar. That was out of the reach of Shidlitsky from Sheahan.
You can see there's not a lot of confidence by the Red Wings on their power play right now. They're going to have to work their way through this.
Shidlitsky works his way through the Bruins to the corner. There's Chara to take him hard to the boards. Covering up with the line was Weiss. Brought on by Marchand.
You got the forward back there.
Turning is Krejci. Boy, Krejci and Marchand out to kill a penalty. You have to be careful. To the point, the shot went high off the stick of McQuaid. And nothing much to speak of on that man advantage for Detroit. 0 for 3 in this game. But speeding in comes Helm off the backboards and gets it himself. Good play. The Kaiser back that way. It was taken by Bartkowski to the line across for Quincy. Weiss has it. Kelly on it. Back to the line to Kaiser, the shot. Glendening with the tip. Off the backboards. Scores!
Bingo. Boy, oh boy. A shot that goes off the backboards of all the stuff that Tuukka Rask stopped. And Glendening, in his favorite spot on the backhand, gets the first goal of the hockey game, and it's not a power play, and it expired. Not much to choose from. Up and over the pad, under the bar, 1-0 for the home team, just like it was 2 nights ago. Wow, 12th of the year for a walk-on. Holy jumping. Cool hand, Luke. Way to go. Nice job.
That on the Red Wings' 19th shot. They only had 17 in the entire game against Ottawa. Torrey Krug will shoot it back in. Sheahan threw it rink wide for Marek Shidlitsky. Went off a skate. Shidlitsky goes back to pick it up. Nyquist shot blocked, got it again. Nyquist right in. Great save. Oh, what a stop with the left pad by Rask. Nyquist had 3 great chances tonight. Flipped that one in the middle. Lucic didn't get it out. Smith goes down low, back in front. Well, I mentioned earlier this Pastrnak-Lucic-Spooner line can be hemmed in at times, and it's been a few times tonight. They've been hemmed in their own zone, and again now. Sheahan. And then his pass for DeKaiser didn't work. 23 seconds after the power play expired, Glendening scores from DeKaiser and Weiss at 9:19 as that's deflected up into the protective netting and out of play. So 33 seconds past the halfway point of the game, the Red Wings lead.
Only goal of the game here just moments ago, right after a Red Wing power play. See McQuaid in front of the net. He's going to get hit by a shot, and he's going to be stunned. And he goes down. He cannot get up in time as Glendening now is going to get a piece of this shot from the point. See, McQuaid's still down. He can't help out. And this puck's coming off the backboard. He doesn't get there. Both Bruins get tied up with each other. Glendening is loose. Bingo. 1-0. 12th of the year for number 41.
Boston Bruins, after tonight, have 4 games left. They'll go home to play Toronto and then finish with 3 on the road at Washington, at Florida, and then at Tampa Bay.
Florida's still hanging in. They're up tonight in their game, 1-0. 2-0 for Florida now, home to Carolina in the second period. So they're not giving it up.
Boston beat Florida 3-2 on Tuesday on a late goal that Luongo should have had from Milan Lucic. A couple of bad goals given up by Luongo in that game. The Bruins have been hot. They're past 17, 10-3-4. Here comes Marchand. Krejci to Marchand and his stick shattered on him. Nyquist pass in. Zetterberg was checked following up his abdicator. Glendening over. Put the referee in behind as Trotman able to play one ahead for Louis Eriksson. Came over in the Tyler Seguin deal along with Brendan's brother Riley. Here it is for Krug, top of the left circle, passed in front. And it hit a leg. And Riley Smith for Eriksson. A bouncing puck. Put to center by Daniel Cleary. Intercepted here by Glendening. Scheidenberg checked. Loose puck Miller. Knocked off his stick. Drew Miller over to get it. To the line. The Kaiser slap shot and into the glove of Tuukka Rask.
Well, Ken, you referred to it the other night, 2-2 late in the game. Florida only a couple points behind Boston, looking for that last playoff spot, the 8th. And just a minute left in the game. Oh, boy. And that might have hit a stick. You look at this replay. Lucic just let it go. Defenseman and Luongo goes, I can't believe. Bad luck for Florida. Big loss, but they aren't giving up the ship, boy.
5-3-9, they're past 5-3-1. They're past 9 on the road is Boston. And with so many injuries to deal with, and Rask having an un-Rask-like season, and in part because of all that, the Bruins have not been as good defensively as previous years. And Claude Julien, 3 Vezina Trophy wins the past 6 years.
Saturday, April 11th, Major League Baseball returns to Fox Sports 1 with a doubleheader as the Red Sox take on the Yankees, followed by a playoff rematch as the Royals battle the Angels. Coverage begins Saturday, April 11th at 12:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
Remember, for Claude Julien's team, he had Tim Thomas and now Tuukka Rask. They've had great goaltending over the years to win the Vezina trophies, and great defensive forwards like Krejci and Bergeron. And a terrific defense, but really when they traded Boychuk, they let Boychuk go in that deal. It's a big loss for this team, and they maybe could have done something else.
Yeah, they could have, but the heat's on with Claude Julien. I mean, they signed him to a new deal a year ago. It's not a money thing, but Boston is, boy, even the owner came out earlier in the year and voiced displeasure on the way the Bruins were playing, and Peter Chiarelli, who had put that team together to win the Stanley Cup a couple years ago, and Claude Julien, who's well respected in the coaching ranks, are feeling the pressure. And if the Bruins don't make the playoffs, Ken, I'm betting that there is going to be some changes.
Boston gave that puck away as Tatar's got it. Up with Sheahan and Helm. Good spin back move here by Tatar. And the lane taken away to the net. And Lucic able to get it ahead, but the Red Wings will take over. And Boston right up against the cap too. And a big part of that, Jerome McGinley. He was signed to his deal and over the age of 35, and $4 million in bonuses last year, and under tagging rules, they're still paying him, and it's on the cap, and that's a big reason why the aforementioned David Pastrnak, at just 18, is in their lineup, because he's affordable.
Right. That's the CBA, though.
Yes.
And if they didn't realize that when they signed it, them's the cards, boy. That's the way she falls.
Speaking of falling, Pastrnak is not very heavy, as we mentioned. Went down on that hit.
That's a borderline interference there in this game today, boy. You got to hit that guy quickly and not be interfering with him. And Smith didn't move to his right or his left. He ran right into him.
Torrey Krug played it up the boards, picked off though by Zetterberg for Nyquist. And Krug pushing at Nyquist. Abdelkader, Zetterberg all alone, backhand shot. Has stopped that. Marchand was lined up and collided there with De Keyser. He's back momentarily with Eriksson. Or it was Cornwall, rather, excuse me. Carried back in by Abdelkader. Now De Keyser out with Quincy. Puck to center and knocked down. Abdelkader turning.
Both these teams really have played this game fairly safe for the most part. There's been a few giveaways and a few missed plays, but those are going to happen in a game of hockey. But both of them are playing it pretty tight to the vest, boy.
Miller to the corner with Glendening. Glendening's got it. In behind for Cleary. Krug cross-checks Cleary. Soderberg's got it for Boston. Dumped it to center. Quincy knocked it away. De Keyser for Cleary. Shot in on Rask, and he'll move it as the Red Wings complete a change. Under 5 to go here in period 2. Ken Daniels, Mickey Redmond with you. The only goal in this game, Luke Glendening's 12th of the season from Danny De Keyser and Stephen Weiss. Came at the midway point of this period. Joachim Anderson into the glove of Rask, will hold on for a face-off. And when we come back, highlights from the Senators hosting the Lightning. Boy, Durant had gone 41 games without a goal. Now he's got goals in consecutive games. He's getting hot.
Zetterberg ought to call him.
Yeah.
He had a great chance here just a few moments ago, but again, it could have, like he was in a phone booth. There was no room to go and nowhere to go, and he just let a backhand go, and Rask made the save easily. But
played to center where Anderson got a hold of it. I knew Daddy couldn't get it down ice. Kelly put it back to the line, and the shot went off the stick as Zach Trotman couldn't get it through, and he'll go back and get it. Just diving to prevent an icing, Kelly did. Trotman around for Chara. Long pass to Beauty. Marchand is in, and a save by Mrazek.
holy jumping. Well, with that, we'll show you his work tonight, including this a moment ago. Good reach by De Keyser to kind of half mess him up, but a pretty good scoring chance anyway. And he has been excellent tonight. That one by Connolly, Eriksson, Soderberg, Eriksson again. Boy, oh boy. That's goaltending.
Boy, and all but with 4:02 to play last game when they finally beat them. Game before, perfect against Tampa Bay here in this building. The stumble against the Islanders, but he always comes back big after he has an outing he'd like to forget. Tatar with a big hit on Pastrnak. Ahead for Lucic, and then Helm drops Pastrnak 168 pounds down to the ice. Just 18 years and 10 months, and then he went to go hit Sheahan. Taking on the big boys. Lucic. Tipped away perfectly by Mrazek for Nyquist. To Abdelkader. Save made. Nicely set up there. Eriksson now goes off on a change. On comes De Keyser for him. De Keyser at the left point, able to keep it in. He finds Nyquist, but it was on his backhand. Then he lost his stick. Will this roll wide? Yes, it will, so it will be an icing.
Well, let's see if Peter thought Julian uses his timeout this time, Ken. with a tired bunch. As Detroit put some pressure on here on this shift. Good stop there by Rask through some traffic and then a bouncing puck, and there's been a lot of that tonight. Big Chara looks like he's running on low gas. He was hurt earlier in the year. Hasn't been the same since he came back.
19 games with an injured knee. Boston went 11-7-1 without him. Prior to missing 19 this year, Zdeno Chara missed just 11 of 631 games to injury. He is a durable guy. Since he's been with Boston, just 11 of 631 before missing the 19.
Yeah, the son of a gun climbs mountains in the summertime just for fun. And over to
Kilimanjaro,
Tibet and all that stuff, yeah.
Big mountain.
Imagine that.
Shot just went wide.
Well, he's big, so he can handle it.
It's already different altitude, right?
He is that, yeah. He's been a great player, boy, for them.
Good diving play by Zidlitsky. What a move at center. Making it a 3-on-2. Glendening shooting, and Rask has that.
Oh, let's play a little river hockey here, said Zidlitsky. Wow. Little tic-tac-toe. He almost lost his life and death right on the edge of the cliff. And he recovers it here from Marchand. Gets up, picks it up, and away he goes. That's what happens when you play the puck and not the body. Oh, your jockstrap's hanging off the clock. So Rask has been busy. 26 shots for Detroit, 15 for Boston. 1-0 for the home team. Minute 55 to go in the second.
Red Wings win that faceoff. Kronwall in behind. Helmus check. Sheahan desperately trying to get that puck. He couldn't. Marchand kicked it off his foot to his stick. Taken here by Riley Smith. Helm for Detroit couldn't get out. And Riley Smith checked by Jonathan Ericsson. Kronwall, lead pass, couldn't connect with Sheahan, but they say he was checked at the time and no icing. Matt Bartkowski.
Oh boy.
Penalty upcoming to Helm.
Well, there isn't any question that Helm got a piece of it, but he's thinking that Bartkowski fell on his own. A little too easy.
Detroit penalty number 43.
Yeah, easy call to make by that replay. Yep. So the Bruins with a minute 18 to go will go to the power play, their second of the night.
More on Peter Mrazek's play from the goaltenders coming up our MGM Grand Detroit second intermission with Darren, Chris, and John Keating. Luke Glendenning's got the goal from DeKeyser and Weiss at 9:19. Boston's power play, 18th in the league, going to work. Just 14% on the road. Miller and Glendening up for the Red Wings with DeKeyser and Quincy in the back end. Louis Eriksson out front. Krejci fakes the shot, then let go. Mrazek came way out. And the rebound in a perfect spot, allowing the Red Wings to clear.
Yep.
Not an easy thing for goaltenders to do, but when they do it well, the position where that rebound's going best they can, boy, does it help. Connolly. Krejci to Krug. David Krejci pulls it back. That shot sent high and off the stick. Krug without his stick. He got draped along the boards. Mrazek will move it to Kronwall. And just like that, it's down the ice.
Good do it. You know who's having a great game? Number 18, Andrew Boyle.
Well, he did the other night.
Yeah, he did.
And a night that not many Red Wings did as the stick just exploded on Krejci. Anderson was good the other night. And again, and Glendenning's got the goal in this game. So after 40 minutes, the Red Wings lead by 1. They'll be shorthanded to start period number 3. John Keating, all yours. Ready to start period number 3. Red Wings in the lead on Luke Glendenning's goal. And Boston getting a valuable player back in that second period. He played just one shift. Patrice Bergeron, Nick, and they got him to start period number 3.
Well, he got clipped high off a stick in a face-off, but he almost looked like he bent his knee. Like, look, watch right here. Look at that right knee, and he got hit by McQuaid, his own player. Well, his head snapped back there, and he got clipped by a stick, but we had no report from the Boston room at all, and we probably won't get one either, but he's out there to start the third period. He's been a gutsy guy. We know he's played with some banged-up ribs and all kinds of shoulder problems in the past.
Yeah, playoffs, he had 5 different injuries that year. Ribs just part of it, shoulder problem. And now you can see he's got the full facial gear. He's got the Drew Miller going tonight.
And he might have gotten cut a little bit off of that face-off way back. You can see the stick come up right there and catch him. But if it was, I mean, it looks like it with that shield on it. It's what it was, and we can't even see through it to see how severe that cut was. But he was gone the whole period. So, boy, oh boy. You know what? Yeah, okay, I get it. And he had to go to he goes basically to the Red Wing dressing room.
Shot by Spooner, changed direction. Bruins able to hold that puck in. Louis Eriksson checked by Jonathan Eriksson. Out of the box comes Helm. Bruce got it now, got a shot, save Mrazek, and cleared away by Kronwall. Glendening racing after it. He got tripped up. Power play coming for the Red Wings.
Nobody heard the whistle. Finally do. Boy, oh boy. Mrazek again.
Austin Billy, number 37, 2 minutes for tripping.
Oh, how important it is to clear a puck like that. Eriksson takes the Bruin forward, and then Kronwall clears it away, or that puck's going in the back of the net. And right to Glendening it goes, and the feet go first. And then we go back to the power play. They haven't had much to go. And boy, would this be a beauty of a situation to score a power play goal and get a 2-shot lead.
Zetterberg got it in. Rasmus out on that. Here's Zetterberg again. Nyquist sailed on him. Zetterberg threw it back Nyquist way again. Out with Pulkkinen, Abdelkader, and Kronwall. Gus Nyquist, the team leader in power play goals. 13. And it comes back out to center.
Ref got in a row to that one.
Zetterberg brings it in. Pulkkinen couldn't pick it up. Nyquist kept it in the zone, then it's pushed past Abdelkader. Here comes Marchand. Dropping one back. Connolly's shot was blocked, and now break the other way perhaps. Rink wide here for Abdelkader. Nyquist goes to the goal, looks for late man coming is Pulkkinen. Back to the middle, the shot, see, rebound off the post. Off the outside of the post, Abdelkader. Back to the line as Jedlitsky moves it. Nyquist sets up, fakes. Knocked away before it went to Abdelkader, Zetterberg in the near boards. Jedlitsky, wrist shot, tipped in front, saved by Rask. Seidenberg. Stick lifted, then Pulkkinen got shoved.
Easy, be smart, be smart.
Abdelkader, McQuaid mixing it up.
Marchand
to the left, another one.
Marchand giving it, working over Zetterberg. Still got 39 seconds left here. Pulkkinen went to the middle here. Got a pretty good shot, but he's off balance and doesn't get very much on it. Abdelkader was the one that had the open net, and he got it off the heel of the stick. It'll be a helpless feeling for a goaltender. You make the first save, and that rebound goes out like that, and you see the dark jersey on the other side go, oh boy.
Pulkkinen's mentioned no longer the scoring leader in the AHL with his time up here, and Andy Mealy has taken over the team scoring lead in Grand Rapids with 62 points. That's second most in the AHL for the diminutive forward, Andy Mealy of the Grand Rapids Griffins. How about Landon Ferraro, who may have been called up had Sheahan not been able to go tonight. Ferraro with 27 goals in the season. Second in the American Hockey League in shots and fourth in goals in the AHL for Landon Ferraro. He's having a nice season. Here comes Helm. Helm got it back to the line. Jedlitsky back for Weiss. Dozen seconds remaining in this Bell Tire power play. Sheahan pulled it back in front, loose, to score! Stephen Weiss! Weiss and Tatar went to the front of the net.
Wow, 21 or 6 seconds left. It looks like Weiss is leading the cheer to the bench, and he got a little piece of it. Tatar might have got it after that. Well, they don't care. Oh no, it's Weiss. Tatar did get it, but it was already over the line, and Stephen Weiss gets it with 6 seconds left, and the power play finally pays off for the Red Wings. They have a 2-shot lead early in the third.
Stephen Weiss's second goal in 4 games. Scored against the Sharks. Is another one here tonight. Sheahan and Jedlitsky drawing the helpers, and Jedlitsky, that's point number 400 for his career. Well, Marek Jedlitsky gets a milestone point. Sheahan back in the lineup after being out for a couple.
I can smell a Bruins power play. Oh boy.
Boy, that nose is working pretty well.
Geez, I guess so. Oh,
you may want to go work for the police.
Oh boy. It's not what you want, but it'll be Quincy, I believe. Holding, interference, hooking, one of the 3. Boston with pressure, reaching around like that a lot of times gets their attention. You don't want Louis Eriksson on the other side of it. Sticks on the right side, left arm goes over the left side, and that's usually the evidence that ends you in the sin bin.
So the Red Wings power play came to life. Their 67th power play goal. 12 more than the Capitals and Flyers have. And it's put them in a 2-0 lead, and now need their penalty killing to come to the fore. It's been very good. The previous 4 games, 15 of 16 killed by Detroit. And including 2 tonight.
Look at this.
On the Bruins. Glendening. Went Miller's way, but knocked away.
Wow.
And his crew got there before it got over to Drew Miller. Man advantage Boston, Krejci. Krug back for David Krejci. Now to Spooner. Took the shot, Mrazek save, rebound, missed the net.
Wow.
Got an open net and didn't bury it. Brendan Smith. And down the ice. Minute remaining in the Quincy penalty. The Red Wings 1 for 4 in their power play. 8 of their 30 shots have come with the man advantage tonight. 5 of Boston's 18 have come on their 3 power plays, including this one. Bouncing puck out to center. Zdeno Chara. Save Mrazek, rebound, they score. This time it's in. The first shot by Smith, and Soderberg buried the rebound.
Game on. That's that helpless feeling I was talking about for Rask at the other end, and Mrazek just had it at his end. The only difference is the Bruins were able to bury it and make it a 2-1 game. Very close to being offside this play. But I think he took it in, which means he could bring it back onto the line when Lucic lifted his leg. Nice rebound or look from behind the net. If you're a Boston fan, nothing the goaltender can do there on that rebound, and he couldn't do anything about the rebound.
So Carl Soderberg gets his 13th of the season. Kelly on the left wing. Saved by Mrazek. Holds off the short side. Bartkowski kept it in. Threw one toward the goal to the near boards. Lifted to center, knocked down by Tatar. Chipped ahead, Jedlitsky here for Helm. A shot! Oh, Rask got a piece of it and just enough. Can't gather in the rebound as Sheahan turns with it. To the line, Tatar, a shot deflected. And Tatar hustled over to get in Kelly's path. And able to knock it away from Pasternak. Kronwall. Gives it to Zetterberg. Gains center. Abdelkader moves in. Chara for Boston. Knocked out of the air. Bergeron, a good play. Brad Marchand up along with Krejci. Turn back for Chara. Mishandled, but that reach kept it in. The Bruins loading up here with Krejci back on the wing. With Bergeron and Marchand. Krejci had played wing in earlier games on this line. And Boston put Krejci back in the middle and now have him back on the wing. Trying to offset some of what the Red Wings are doing in defensive posture. Louis Eriksson stopped at center and the puck goes into the Red Wing bench for a stop in play. Detroit up by 1 and up by 2 in the standings. Marek Jedlitsky getting the assist, as we mentioned, his 400th career point on the goal by Stephen Weiss, and he's put up some good numbers with the Red Wings in his time here. Got a Gordon overtime winner in his first game. One of 3 goals to the Red Wings. And 8 assists to go along with it. So in a short period of time, he's put up some good numbers. Seidenberg, the defenseman, moved in deep as DeKeyser got it around for Quincy. Nyquist away from Soderberg from his knees, made the play and out to center. Chara on defense with Seidenberg. Seidenberg goes off in a change. Soderberg centered one. Riley Smith right in, fakes, shoots in front, they score! Great play again by Riley Smith, and this time Louis Eriksson has tied the game for Boston. He scored his 20th goal Tuesday on a beauty of a backhander against Florida, and he's got number 21 to match his sweater number in a tie game tonight.
Boy, oh boy. How this puck got turned over, I'm not sure. There was a bit of a problem in the corner to the right of Mrazek. And the next thing you know, there is nobody in front of the net. Oh boy. Everybody's looking the other way. And that's not the first time tonight that it's happened.
You call that puck focused, right?
Well, somebody's got to be looking over their shoulder at who's behind them on both sides of the ice. And too many times tonight, Mrazek has been by himself. Plays like that.
Tatar with a shot as Rask deflects it aside. Louis Eriksson is 21st, his 5th 20-goal season or more in the NHL. Every season Louis Eriksson's played 70 or more games, he scored 20 goals in this league. As good as Riley Smith has been a year ago, this season not as good. Eriksson had a couple of concussions last year, so that halted his progress.
Boy, oh boy, you go from 2-0 in a stranglehold on the game, so to speak, and all of a sudden it's life and death again for a wild card spot potentially. Fan packs are still available. See the Wings take on Ovechkin and the Washington Caps this Sunday. 2 tickets, 2 food vouchers, and 2 soft drinks starting at $59. For tickets, go to redwings.com right now. Ovechkin And the Caps in Montreal tonight playing the Canadiens. They're trying to lock down a playoff spot. So are the Red Wings. And now the Bruins with momentum and 12:02 to go. It's all on their side right now.
2 goals, 2:14 apart. There's another chance in front, and Pulkkinen couldn't get that puck to settle as he shot it. Having some words there with Connolly, who's got his first point as a Bruin, number 14. He assisted on the first goal by Soderberg, playing in his first game with Boston after fracturing his finger, blocking a Dennis Seidenberg shot in his first day at practice after coming over from Tampa Bay. Former 6th overall pick by Steve Yzerman. So Eriksson from Smith, the two who came over in the Sagan deal, tying up the game for the Bruins. Soderberg now gets the second assist on that goal. Soderberg with a goal and a helper to get the Bruins back on even terms. Pulkkinen again into the glove of Rask, who holds on. Well, let's look at our upcoming schedule, brought to you by Tim Hortons. We'll leave tomorrow for Minnesota to meet Devan Dubnyk and the Wild. Dubnyk, one of the great stories of this NHL season. Minnesota so far out of it until Dubnyk came along, and then Alex Ovechkin, the 50-goal man, comes to town here late Sunday afternoon to meet the Red Wings in Carolina in town next Tuesday night.
Rangers are in there tonight, looking to get a stranglehold on the first place overall in the Eastern Conference.
This will be icing charge to the Bruins.
What a penalty to who?
And a slash.
Marchand?
That would be a likely guess.
Well, I wondered when this game started how much it would take for Glendening to get Marchand to take a penalty or two, and he's just taken one now. You pick it up here. He's with Eriksson up here. Oh my God, he speared him right between the legs. Oh, jeez. Nice going. Wow.
They call it slash.
Really?
Spearing would be the more apt
I guess so.
designation.
Look at that replay. Well, either way you cut it, it's a bad penalty for Brad Marchand to take in a 2-2 game in this situation. Holy smoke.
So the Red Wings Bell Tire power play is 1 for 4 tonight. Stephen Weiss on their last attempt getting a power play goal.
Marching 2 minutes for slash at 8:39, which means it's time for another driven by performance.
Bergeron forced Kronwall, who left it for Gus Nyquist. Zetterberg dumps it in. Chara beat Pulkkinen to it. Took his time to dump it back to center. Abdelkader back to the line here for Kronwall, for Zetterberg. Checked immediately. And as Eriksson put it back and Chara gets it down again.
The second power play unit that cashed in for Detroit the last time. And here they come now.
These teams last met March the 8th. Prior to that game, the Red Wings led Boston by 7 points. Now it's just 2. Well, the Bruins have climbed back, and in this game as well. Boston went on a run in the month of March, 8-3-4. In a month when the Red Wings went 5-8-2. As Boston made up 8 points. Big hit there, going down heavily was Helm. And again, the Bruins able to clear it.
Well, Detroit's not dumping the puck in. They're getting no pressure, and the Bruins are easily clearing it out. 20 seconds left.
No shots yet on this power play.
Get some bodies in there.
Including tonight, just 2 goals for last 18 tries for Detroit the past 5 games with the man advantage. Oh, and nearly kept in, but off the glove of De Kaiser as the penalty is now over. And the Red Wings 1 for 5 with the man advantage. Over the head of Rask. Seidenberg checked. Got support though. Joachim Anderson. Ian Seidenberg in back of the net. Miller couldn't knock it deep, cleared out by Riley Smith. Kronwall's being hounded by Lucic. Torrey Krug over to Chara, head for Lucic, and in it goes. Mrazek for Kronwall. Zetterberg through center. Lucic, good job on the back check. Zdeno Chara dumped one ahead for David Krejci's circle. Krug for Boston. In deep into the Red Wing zone. Quincy. Zetterberg away from Marchand for Nyquist. And the play is called at the Boston line. We're tied up at 2, third period.
Well, Gus Nyquist has had his opportunities tonight. He's had 2 goals in the last 3 games, 3 in the last 5. Here a giveaway by Chara, and he got bailed out by his goaltender there, but Nyquist has been good on the puck, protecting the puck. Smaller than most guys he's playing against. I think a pretty good chance right there. He's been tricky, shifty, and smart, and it's created some opportunities for him. That one in the first period up over the crossbar, but 3 goals the last 5 games. He's nearing his 28 of last year.
5 goals in 6 career games against Boston. Only Max Pacioretty the last 2 years. It's more goals against the Bruins. Pacioretty with the Canadiens. The Red Wings still have a 8 left in Montreal on the 9th of this month. The penultimate game of the season. The Red Wings will finish in Carolina a week from Saturday. As they bid for a 24th consecutive playoff season. Boston doing what they can to prevent that. Ottawa and Florida still in the hunt. This will be icing against Detroit. And our Southgate Lincoln fun fact, Thomas McCollum named the Grand Rapids Griffins specialty AHL Man of the Year. 12-1-3 as McCollum his past 16 games. And look at that note on the bottom. Congrats to Jeff Blashill, the first Griffins coach with 3 consecutive 90-plus point seasons. And with the call-ups that Grand Rapids has had, and especially on defense, with Alexei Marchenko coming up for a time with the Red Wings and what they've had to deal with this season. On the back end, and Xavier Ouellet, they've done a nice job on the farm team. With Hokanen up here. The likes of Mealy and Ferraro have done well. Mitch Callahan's been injured, and Anthony Mantha finding his way. Hokanen gets it in. Puck knocked down. Anderson, though, was covered. Joachim Anderson chips it in. Hokanen racing in after it. First there was Bartkowski to reverse that for Kelly. And Hokanen just gets shoved by Bartkowski. Late offside, Boston will have to clear as Brendan Smith. His brother Riley is at a big night, setting up both of the Bruins' goals. Stumbling Chara couldn't find it. So Abdelkader went back to the line, pushed near side here for Kronwall. To Abdelkader. Kronwall moves in to help. Nyquist hustling over as the puck just eats back to center. Under 6 to play here, tied at 2 in the third period.
Look out.
Given away. Riley Smith nearly there again, along with Soderberg, who's got a goal and an assist. Now Marchand on the prowl.
Your line changes are going to be critical here for both teams. You cannot afford to be tired and make a mistake in this game. This point for both these teams is absolutely crucial at this point in the hockey game.
Bergeron and Krejci out there together, along with Marchand, Seidenberg, and that was fanned on by Marchand. Advocator wants a change, dumps it down ice. Seidenberg put it back the other way. Stood up at the line by Seidenberg was Glendening. Milan Lucic. Into skates by Spooner and over to Connolly. And the play called offside at the Red Wing line. We're back in a moment.
Still knotted up at 1 in the third. More from that one. And, of course, we'll update the Eastern Conference standings. Trevor Thompson will collect the post-game comments from the Joe, and Darren and Ozzy break things down here in the studio. But first, back to the Joe, back to Ken and Mick, guys.
Thanks, John. Well, it's 2-2. 4:57 to go, and here is how we got there. Luke Glendening just after a Red Wing power play on a backhand. Then on a Red Wing power play, 6 seconds to go in it. And Weiss makes it 2-0, but the Bruins came back with a vengeance. Bang, bang play. This one, somebody missed an assignment there. Nobody home on the back door. And it's just like that. It's a 2-2 hockey game. In a game that both these teams need 2 if they can get it in regulation, or whatever they can get after that, with Ottawa right on their heels.
Saved by Mrazek off a sharp angle attempt from Lucic. That's the 34th Boston shot attempt, as that's the 58th by Detroit. See the shots on goal at the top of your screen, but attempted shots, those that have missed or have been blocked, the Red Wings with 58 and Boston with 34. So quite a different night for Detroit than from Tuesday against Ottawa, for certain. But again, this is the second time in 3 games where the Red Wings have blown a 2-0 lead. They led 146 into the game on the island and lost 5-4, and tonight led 2-0. The goal in the second and one early in the third, but the Bruins have come back with 2 minutes and 14 seconds apart to tie. And again, the Red Wings leading the Boston Bruins in the standings, coming into play tonight by just 2 points, but do own a game in hand on Boston and Detroit. So the lead could be 4 or all even, and that's not including what could turn out to be a 3-point game. Who knows?
And pass in center ice to the Bruins. 4:05 to go. But I think what you're going to look at here, the shots you're talking about, 34, and Rasmus been good. Peter Mrazek's been excellent. We're back to that same scenario. It's not what you make, it's what you leave. And they've allowed the Bruins some pretty good room in front of Mrazek, and he's had to be really, really good on several occasions tonight. They've gotten behind the defense.
At least a handful of times.
Yeah. I mean, even the tying goal, somebody missed an assignment. There's nobody home in front. They need to button down the hatches here and guarantee themselves a point at this point.
Hustling over to get it is Jonathan Ericsson. Too far for Nyquist, who gets stepped into by Chara. Chipped at the line. Chara recovered. Ericsson goes back. Boston and Detroit use the opportunity to change. Abdelkader. In goes Cleary. Cleary to the point. Quincy in front. Chip. Oh, good play, Glendening, and an equally good save by Tuukka Rask. Glendening got his stick down to change the direction of that puck.
See what happens when you get there first, and Dan Cleary did on a line change into the corner. Simple looking play, but it almost ends up in the back of the net. Cleary with protecting the puck goes to the point, nobody there, and then just a redirection by Glendening rather.
Cleary was checked. Miller, the other forward on this line, got a piece of that puck. Right back in by DeKeyser.
This is where your third, they call it F3, the third forward cannot afford to get caught.
Chipped again in front. Son Miller got a piece of the puck.
In other words, Bill, if it's going to be an odd man rush, it's going to be 4-on-3, and that's usually not too dangerous. But no 3-on-2s or 2-on-1s.
Marchand in his own zone. With speed comes Spooner. Save Mrazek. Lucic along with Connolly. Connolly's looked good in his debut with Boston. Here he is back of the net with it. To Spooner. Trotman shot block. Got it again. Helm without a stick now. Scores! A short side goal that Mrazek wants back. Found the back of the net, and the Red Wings are down 3-2.
Boy, oh boy, 2:08 to go. And Trotman, they picked the puck up. The broken stick, Helm blocks the shot, loses his stick's got to drop it. And then Trotman at a very, very bad angle, and I don't know what else I can say about that.
Well, if you're going to get your first NHL goal, it's a good time to get it in his 25th career game. Zach Trotman's first goal the Red Wings hope won't be a game-winning goal.
Boy, oh boy.
Spooner and Connolly, who's got 2 assists tonight. Get the helpers. 17:52 the time.
This place is dead silent, and so it should be.
3 in the third period for Boston.
Boston goal scorer number 63, Zach Trotman. Assistant number 51, Austin Spooner. Number 14, Brett Connolly.
This will be icing.
17 minutes, 62 seconds.
The broken stick here, I don't know if it really had anything to do with the goal or not. It doesn't certainly help you, but there's what he's thinking, like, you got to be kidding. But I think that's more as much as the broken stick as it is the puck going in from an impossible angle, and Mrazek gone to the bench. 6 skaters for Detroit.
Nyquist with it. Deflected. And Rask has it with Tatar trying to jam it home. Well, the Red Wings had a 1-0 lead after 40 minutes. Their record when leading after 2 coming into the game tonight, 24-0-4. They have not lost in regulation this season when leading after 2 periods.
Well, maybe that'll continue here if they can get one here with the goalie out. Minute 54 to go. These face-off controls are critical. Bergevin, the best in the league.
So 6 skaters for the Red Wings. Here's Kronwall. Blocked. Abdelkader dumped. Now gets his stick back. Chara. He'll play a bouncer down in the Red Wing zone. 1:35 to go in the third period. Boston with 3 here in the third to take the lead. And for Glendening and Weiss, giving the Red Wings a 2-0 ball. Right through the blue. Abdelkader to the corner. Boston trailed the other night at home against Florida and pulled out a stunning victory. Trubisky couldn't get it deep.
What a great play if that doesn't go for icing.
It won't.
Wow.
So less than a minute to go in the third period. Red Wings down by 1 and up by 2 in the standings over Boston.
What do you got? Too many men on the ice for Detroit. They had 7 guys on the ice. Oh, my God. Wow. Oh, boy.
That they did.
Well, that's the end of that.
Prince Minor penalty. Too many men to Detroit.
Very easy to count them. 2, 4, 6, 7. The far guy on the right. Not that it's his fault. He just happens to be the 7th red jersey on the ice with 47 seconds to go. And that pulls a stop to it all. Boy, oh boy. You talk about being on the edge of the cliff, dangling, and get back up. If they win this game 3-2, they tie the Red Wings at points. Incredible.
Well, out of town, Ottawa and Tampa are 1-1 with 40 seconds to go in that game. So Ottawa, if they hang in there at least to get to overtime, is going to pick up a point to go to 89. The Red Wings right now at 93 and timeout. Boston has called timeout, so we'll step out back in a moment. Prior to beating Detroit on March the 8th, the Boston Bruins were 7 behind the Red Wings. If they win here tonight, they'll pull even with Detroit. But the Red Wings, well, they'll be tied in wins. They'll also be tied in ROWs, regulation or overtime wins. That's the first tie break.
Detroit National has under 2 minutes for the X at 19 minutes 12 seconds for the fifth period. Detroit Union on the X at 19-12.
So too many men on the ice to the Red Wings on a high rocket shot from McQuaid. Eriksson got checked. 25 seconds to go. Mrazek to the bench for an extra skater as Helm carries in. Swings it wide for Sheahan. Sheahan trying to knock it back in deep. Check there is Zetterberg. 10 seconds left. Boston trying to keep it along the board. Sheahan trying to dig it free. He gets knocked over by Chara. 4 seconds left. And the Boston Bruins in miraculous fashion have pulled even with Detroit in the Atlantic Division for 3rd place with their 40th win and 93 points. Detroit at a 2-0 lead, and for the first time this season lose a game when they've led after 40 minutes in regulation.
Well, it's a job to be had now for the Red Wings. They're going on the road to play Minnesota, who's hotter than most teams in the league right now. And Ottawa is going to be at least 1 closer, maybe 2 by the end of the night. Albeit they have a game in hand over Boston. It doesn't matter if you can't beat anybody. Games in hand don't make any difference. So the Bruins, with an absolute monumental win here tonight, have done their part. And here's the winning goal, and it's a battle. No screen, no deflection, no nothing, and unfortunately for goaltender Mrazek, he was outstanding all night long. But it only takes 1 bad goal, and that's what everybody remembers. Unbelievable.
John Keating, all yours.